All right, hey everyone, what's happening? Welcome to the hill. I'm going to use the hill for a couple of sort of a three-stage progression of exercises of things you can do when you're in the gym, but also when you're not in the gym. So for all that incidental movement, that's when you're walking around during your day or climbing some stairs at home or climbing some stairs at the office, all of that little stuff adds up, okay? Even just walking in the street. I've got some of the best results core-wise over the years by holding bags and just walking, walking from place to place. So if you're focusing on your core and little bits and pieces, focusing on your backside, you can get some really good results. So we're going to do an exercise on the hill here. I'm going to step back a little bit so you can see me. So I'll use this bit here. Hopefully, there we go. All right, so often when you see people do a step up, so if they're stepping up and they're not really conditioned, they'll lean forward like that, especially if you're putting weights in their hand. So if it's too much for them to lift their own body weight, you put weights in their hand, they're just going to lean forward anyway. The weight's going to shift forward, the backside drifts off. I feel that I've lost a bit of the tension through my hamstrings, so I'm not really supported. Put a lot of pressure on the knee and then stand up like that. So it becomes a really awkward looking, high pressure on the knee movement, which is not ideal. Thousands of reps of those over months and months and months of training is not going to add up to a good time. It's probably going to add up to knee pain or just it feels like shit. So it doesn't feel any good, right? So we're going to focus on our heel. So I want you to dig your heel into the ground. Put all of your weight on your heel. We're going to keep our kneecap up. So we're going to try to lift our kneecap up towards our hip. You should feel that switch on that leg. We're going to drive our hips forward. So there's three things, okay? The heel, the kneecap, which I feel that working already, and then I'm going to drive from my hip. So you can see, you might not be able to see my foot, but I'm driving my hip forwards, okay? I feel my backside and my hamstrings and my quads all working then, rather than leaning forward and just putting pressure on that joint. So what I'm going to do is the first stage is a really, like a simple, that slow, building up of the coordination for yourself. So keep it slow, break it down, and you should still be able to hear me as I try to make my way quickly down the hill. All right, I won't go too far, but so from here, I'm going to make every step heel, kneecap, backside. It's going to take you a while at first to get that coordination. It's a lot of things to think about. If you can't get all three, just focus on heel, and driving those hips forward from your backside. Heel, backside. Take as much time as you need. There's no rush, okay? If you're reprogramming your movement patterns, which is basically what you're doing here, heel, backside, heel, backside, heel, backside, heel, backside, heel, heel, heel. All right. That's your first level, is keeping it as slow as you need to work those coordinations. Heel, kneecap up, drive your hips forward. The next one I'll do pretty quickly is I'm going to try to normalize it now. So rather than looking weird and getting around looking weird, I'm going to normalize it. But you can see I'm still driving my hips forwards. My head isn't leaning forward like that. I'm up tall. And I'm driving my hips forwards. So I'm feeling a lot of leg, a lot of thigh, a lot of inside here, a lot of work going on there. The better your mobility is, the better your hips are set up, the better you're going to feel that. If you're a bit tight through your hammies and stuff, you might struggle, but you can still get that feeling. The next one I'll do, the third progression, you'll progress through these naturally. You can try all three, but try not to get ahead of yourself too much. Keep coming back to that basic heel, kneecap up, drive the hip, because that's where you're going to get the best sort of slowing it down, get the best reprogramming in your own brain. Give yourself the time, there's no rush. The last one is I'm going to run doing the same thing. So even though I'm not always pressing my heel, after a while, even with your toes off your heel off the ground, you can still get that engagement and a bit of a heel press with the heel off the ground. So I'm going to run. Still driving my hip forward. So I'm still driving those hips, driving from the hip rather than just using that quad. So that's a simple three-stage progression. Regression as well. Regress it back, work on that base coordination, get a box, heel, kneecap up, and drive, and try and see how you go. See how is it working for you? Do you already have a level of it? How could you improve it? Could you get more engagement and drive more from the hips? So hopefully you get something from that. Like the video if you enjoyed that. Leave your comments below, always welcome. Enjoy the Arvo, see you later.